time, once again, for your favorite pro wrestling opinion show, Jags Jabs. I am Jefferson Alonzo Greene, and let's jump right into it. Regarding this Drake Maverick thing, before we talk about the details, I have to make it clear where I sit, okay? There seems to be a little bit of a debate going on right now on Twitter on whether or not this was a work or a shoot. What I'm talking about, of course, is the promo that started the whole thing where Drake Maverick is crying and he's so emotional about being cut or getting fired. And of course, that led to what we had happen and pay off tonight. So I assume it was a shoot. I felt like he was coming from a genuine place and showing some real emotion. Some people on Twitter are saying it was a work all along. I don't know, but this video is assuming or believing that it was a shoot. So there was some good and bad with this whole Drake Maverick thing. I'm not really jabbing so much like I want to give WWE a ration of crap, because to be honest, I haven't watched a whole lot of WWE. In fact, I haven't really watched any. I hate the empty arena matches. I don't really like it when AEW does it, but AEW does it better. The energy is better and it feels more genuine. When WWE does it, it just sucks. And I haven't watched a whole lot of WWE lately, and of course, I'm not alone because the ratings are in the toilet. But let's talk about the good, we'll talk about the bad, and we'll talk about where we go from here. The good. WWE, more of this, please. This whole thing felt so real. It felt so genuine. It felt so honest. I mean, look, I haven't been watching WWE. I already said that, but this was believable. It was organic. This did not come from the writer's room. That nobody dreamt this up. Hey, let's fire this guy and make it seem like he's really sad. Because if that was the case, number one, Drake Maverick needs a freaking Emmy. He needs an award for Best Actor in a Drama because he killed it. Number two, that writer needs a hug, a high five, and an Emmy as well because this was brilliant. But like I said before, I think this was a shoot, and this is the best kind of wrestling angle. When it's rooted in real emotion, when it's rooted in real life events, when it comes off as organic and not some contrived thing that a bunch of people that have very little wrestling experience, Hollywood writers come up with and to tickle Vince McMahon's funny bone, right? Let's talk about real emotions in wrestling. Let's talk about anger and distrust. You had Shawn Michaels versus Steve Austin. They weren't even sure that Shawn would drop the title. They weren't even sure it was going to happen. So that animosity, that tension was real. It was palpable. Let's talk about hatred. Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. They hated each other, and you felt that in the ring. They were still pros, and they still had a great match. But that hatred and that real life tension, the sunny days, all that stuff, it made it that much more real, that much more authentic, that much more believable. Hell, you could talk about Shawn Michaels versus anybody because he was one of the most hated people in the locker room, unless you were part of the clique. But if you want to talk about, others, Steve Austin, Jake the Snake Roberts, the disdain. He didn't believe his conversion to Christianity was real, and he insulted the man. Austin 3:16 says, "I just whooped your ass." That is real animosity, real tension. That's what's missing from wrestling today. That's what's missing from the WWE. And no, I am not saying we have to go back to the Attitude Era like so many people have said. The PG era is just fine, and this kind of proves that. We need more stuff like this to make us buy into the product, because what they're giving us right now feels contrived and fake and phony. Look no further than the Jeff Hardy arrest angle from last week for proof of that fact. Now, let's talk about the bad. The bad, what happens now? I mean, the WWE is notorious for collecting stars and having too much talent. They sign people and do nothing with them. EC3 is a prime example. And while we're talking about EC3 and Impact, okay, let's talk about Drake Maverick changing his name to Spud on social media. Let's talk about Drake Maverick showing up in the Impact Slammiversary promo, which made everyone think and believe that there was a good chance he was going to Impact, which might have been the reason that the WWE re-signed him, okay? Just the idea that these guys, Rusev, Gallows, and Anderson could be, and it looks like will be, EC3 going to Impact is a huge, or should be a red flag for the WWE, because these guys are talented, and with the right kind of storytelling, again, storytelling like this, they could draw some money and draw some eyeballs and some attention away from the WWE. So, what are they doing by signing freaking Drake Maverick again? What's the plan? Nobody knows. Where does Drake Maverick go from here? What do they do with him now? Is he a legitimate contender for the 205 title? Probably not. Hell, he was the GM or whatever before, and then he had his wedding and he was 24/7. Like, they haven't done a lot with him, but now he's back in the fold. I guess he doesn't have to move, he doesn't have to, but what now, WWE? What are you gonna do with this guy now? So here's the other bad part of it is, what will happen in the future? What will happen in the future when a WWE superstar is let go? Are they going to do a fake Leave Britney Alone promo in the camera to try to recreate or recapture some of Spud's magic? Is this the new benchmark for people to get fired from their job or let go from their contract? Are you going to see the next guy, I don't know, somebody sitting there crying like, oh, it's just so sad, and if only I had another chance, trying to pull a Drake Maverick. Maybe the Drake Maverick becomes a verb, right? He's going to pull a Drake Maverick and try to keep his job. But I don't think the WWE has a plan for Drake beyond this, but I do believe they didn't want to see him go, and so they put him back in the toy box for him to sit and collect dust until the next time they want to cut some budget, and he's going to get canned again. Promo or no promo, right? So I feel like this was great because it was organic, it was awesome, it felt real. WWE needs more of this, but it also seems kind of bad because I'm not real clear on where we go from here. The question now is, what did you think? Did you think it was a shoot, or did you think it was a work? Did you believe it? Did you have faith in it? Did you think he was going to win the championship, or what were you thinking going into tonight? And where do you think they go from here? Let me know in the comments. Hit me up on social media at AKA The Jag. You can follow the show at Make Me a Fan 316 because I'm curious what's going to happen next. Because again, I haven't even watched the Drake Maverick match yet. I just read the results because I don't watch WWE anymore because WWE sucks. But this seemed like lightning in a bottle, and I have no idea where we go from here. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now that it's all recorded, I think I'll go ahead and watch the show, and we'll see you next time. Take care.